Item 5, finance. To note for the financial period 1st of April 2022 to 31st of March 2023, the charity registered an income of 267.40 and expenditure of 937.
Can the clerk confirm that the excess expenditure over income will be met by Woodley Town Council? And also, could the we're not trustees, are we? We're individually.
The council is the trustee.
Can the council, as the trustee, have a summary of the income and expenditure for the last financial year, please?
Yes. Sorry, Councillor Kenny, could you just read the last bit of that?
Can the trustees have an analysis of the income and expenditure for the last financial year?
Yes, absolutely. We'll circulate that to all members. Just as a point to note, we've taken some advice on the mechanism behind this since the accounting point was separated out a couple of years ago, which was a requirement for accounting purposes, and that will look slightly different going forward in how we present those transactions. To show that that recharge and what that income expenditure is for the charity, so that will be clear going forward, and that will also show on the AGAR going forward, which you hadn't done previously.
And the answer to my first question is yes.
Yes.
And then item B, to note that the annual return of the Woodley Memorial Recreation Ground charity was submitted on the 1st of December 2023. I therefore declare this meeting over. What time? Thank you.
To the email that was sent out, there were two attachments. One was the council and the other one was there's no other update. So explain when it wants to do.
Oh, thank you, that's nice. Oh, I set up on my microphone, I realised you're quite hang on. Because Carol's struggling with it. I'm just thinking that's This one I've got one attitude. I can't do any China.
Oh, there is one. Sorry, Matt.
So, welcome everybody. Before we start, as you may have guessed, I wasn't aware I was going to chair this because Janet, unfortunately, her husband's unwell and has been admitted to hospital, so she's obviously distracted in doing that rather than this, which is perfectly legitimate and fair enough. So I will do my best to keep ticked time and to keep everything going. So please just, bear with me. Obviously I've read it, but I'm seeing the notes for the first time. Welcome, Robert, from wherever you are. I hope the sound isn't too bad and you'll be able to keep up with us. Before we start, I just wanted to make one little announcement about the Mayor's charity on Janet's behalf. This year, the Mayor's charity is the Lunch Bunch, and we are running a quiz on the 22nd of March in the evening. The tickets are now on sale, have been for a few days. The £6 a ticket plus booking fee, and we would be delighted if the councillors could get a couple of tables together and come to that. It would be really lovely to see as many of you there as we can, really, to support the Mayor's charity. So thank you very much. Right then, we shall start if everybody's happy. So, happy? Recording? Yes. Yep. So good evening and welcome to this meeting of the Woodley Town Council being held on the 6th of February 2024. Woodley Town Council meetings are now recorded, with recordings streamed live and stored on the Town Council's YouTube channel. So by virtue of attending this meeting, you consent to having your image and audio recorded for this purpose. If you do not wish your image or audio to be recorded, then please do not stay for the meeting. Okay? For those in attendance, we are not expecting a fire drill tonight. I hope not, because it's very wet out there. If you do hear the fire drill, if you do hear the fire alarm, please go to the nearest exit point and congregate at the fire assembly point, which is at the start of the front of the Oakwood Centre, Woodley Parkway. Okay, so we go into some lovely business to start with, which is the grants. So we're going to focus on these. So I would just like to congratulate, before we start the meeting, a number of organisations have been awarded grants by the council. I'd like to congratulate those. We've representatives from two of those particular groups here this evening. And we'd really like it if you would just stand up and explain what the grant's going towards, if that's okay. So we have Karen Grabber and Liam Shipton from Promoted Flags. Is that you guys? Welcome. And we have Jola and Barry from Woodley Volunteers. Lovely. Would you ladies like to go first? Is that okay? If you want to come up so that the people on the camera can see, if that's okay. Sorry if I made that really difficult for you. Please stay there if you want to. Please don't feel you need to come to the front.
Shall I do it from this point?
Yeah, that's great. As long as we can hear you, you'll have to shout because the technology in here is a bit dodgy with sound. That's right. Short sound. Don't stand there forever.
Just to say thank you at the beginning for giving us a community grant. As some of you will know, and are aware of Keen Gift Bags, what we do is offer Keen Gift Bags for breast cancer charity. We operate all through the Thames Valley, and we've been going since 2015. Karen does the grants and the admin for it, and I founded the charity, basically because I have breast cancer myself. So the money that you gave us will go towards the items for the bags. That's just a very, very basic description of what we do. You can find us on our website, keengiftbags.org, and all the social channels. So thank you very much for giving us some money for the grant. Thank you.
Thank you for the work you do. That's hugely appreciated by a lot of people. Thank you. Guys, over to you.
My name is Yoga Eastman. This is my husband Barry, who is Vice Chairman of the Woodley Volunteers. Thank you for the grant for £350, which we received back in December. Our charity was set up in about 1982. The main objective is for the Woodley Volunteer Centre to provide transport to elderly Woodley residents for them to attend hospital appointments, doctor's surgeries, dentists and other medical appointments. Our office is in the Iranian Church Centre and we staff 3 mornings a week by volunteers who link requests with volunteer drivers. Currently we have about 20 drivers, but we are looking to recruit more. This grant was used to replace the old printer, which was not easy to use and eventually broke down. The new printer, which is much more user-friendly, enables the office staff to carry out the DBS checks in-house rather than using an external organisation, which would have incurred an extra cost. Obviously, other administrative duties are involved with the printing. Cost of the printer was £242, and the balance just goes to the running costs of the charity. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Fiona and Barry. Again, a fantastic charity, really focused on the residents of Woodley, so thank you for your time and effort. There are a couple more pieces of paper in front of you that we're not going to read out, but they are from the Me Too Club and the Woodley Clusters, and they've all received grants recently. So please, please take some time, read those. They're really, they're doing some really great work, and they're really spending every penny that we give them. They're not huge amounts of money, but they really make a difference to some of these smaller charities. So please take some time, and thank you for that. So thank you all for taking the time to come to the meeting tonight. We really appreciate both of you coming. Thank you. And I'd like to congratulate you all for being awarded your grants. And hopefully you found it a reasonable process and reasonably swift, which was our aim. And we wish you all the best for your projects. We're now going to take a short adjournment to the meeting whilst we take some photographs of the people that are here, the winners that are here. Hopefully it's not going to take more than a couple of minutes, 2 minutes. So talk amongst yourselves a bit and we'll be back shortly.
What is it? The event on Thursday? Okay. We're not running about.
Again this afternoon. No, it's fine. I was wondering if you
Welcome, Jack. We're going to recommence now, if that's all right with everybody. So the first 30 minutes of the meeting will be set aside for members of the public to pose questions to the council. Are there any questions? No? Okay, in the absence of any questions from members, we will commence the agenda. That's okay. Lovely. So first of all, we have apologies. Do we have any apologies?
Yes, we have apologies from councillors Horskins, Sartorial and Singh, and councillor Horskins is attending virtually.
Super. Thank you, and those will be noted. Do we have any declaration from somewhere lovely? It's the inside of the car, but I'm sure it actually is somewhere lovely. Declarations of interest. The next item on the agenda is declarations of interest. Do you have any declarations of interest from councillors regarding items on this evening's agenda? No, so thank you very much. We'll move on to the minutes of the council meeting held on the 5th of December 23. Okay, so item 3 is to receive the minutes from council meeting held on the 5th of December. The minutes are included in this agenda and you can find them on page 5. So, got them? Are there any questions or comments regarding these? Yes.
Thank you, Deputy Madam Mayor. On item 57, on page 6, at the bottom of the item, there was a request made for the antisocial behaviour team at Wokingham Borough Council to produce, or request for them to produce a report. Through you, can I ask the officers if a report has been sent in yet, and if not, if we could be notified when that report comes in, because
Kevin, are you able to answer that?
yeah, I don't believe we've received anything, but we'll follow that up.
so thank you.
Okay, and again, will you notify councillors when that does happen? Thank you, Councillor Bello. Anybody else? So assuming we're happy now, can we please move to a vote on accepting these minutes as a true and correct record? So those in favour, please raise their hands. Thank you very much. Please, anybody against? And anybody wishing to abstain? Lovely. The minutes have been duly approved as a true and correct record, and I will sign these after the meeting. Thank you. So the next item are the actions and follow-ups, which are provided on page 29 of the agenda. And I'm going to hand over to Matt just to go through these.
Hopefully everything on there is fairly self-explanatory. What I'll do is I'll pick up on that last comment about the report from the ASB team of Woking and make sure that that's included for future ones. Does anyone have any questions on those that are in there or any that we haven't captured?
Okay, everybody happy with that? Yes. Sort the papers out. Thank you. Okay, so item 5 is to receive the minutes of committee meetings, which will take place since our last full council meeting. We're going to kick off with the Planning and Community Committee, which will be held in December. So can I please ask Councillor Stone, as chairman of the committee, to present the minutes of the Planning and Committee meeting, which took place on the 12th, please. And that's on page 31 of the agenda.
It's a pleasure to present these planning minutes. Said on the 12th, held on the 12th of December. They run from page 31 to page 39. If you have any questions, we're happy to attempt to answer them.
Any questions for Councillor Stone? Super. So assuming we're happy with these minutes are noted. Thank you very much. Again, Councillor Stone, you're up again. Can you please present the minutes from the 9th of January meeting?
It's a pleasure to present these minutes again. These run from page 41 to page 50. Again, any questions? We'll be happy to answer.
Assuming we're all happy, these minutes are noted. Thank you very much. Councillor Smith, as chair of the committee, which is Leisure Services Committee, to present the minutes of the Leisure Services Committee, took place on the 16th of January, I believe.
Yes. Thank you, Chair. My pleasure to present the minutes for the Leisure Services Committee, 16th of January, from pages 51 to 60. If any member would like to share questions.
Any questions or comments? Lovely, thank you. So please note their notices. Super. And last one, please, before I ask Councillor Baker to share the discussion forces, took place on 23rd of January.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. These minutes are on page 61 to 88, quite comprehensive, and we have quite a few votes related to the budget and strategy. So with your, well, I was just going to say, before we do the votes, to see if there's any other questions.
I think June was just first.
This is about my ongoing education. I'm looking at minute 76 on Weevil Park, and I noted that we don't own that land. We lease it, and the lease runs till 2031 from Reading Borough Council, and that they're also quite happy to consider a long lease. And I see that members of the committee were concerned about spending money on more play equipment in the area because we don't own that land. I thought, oh, don't we not own the allotments, and yet we do spend money there. So I'd just like to understand what's the principle that's has created that kind of issue in people's minds that we can't spend some money.
The main fundamental difference between the allotments and the play area, the allotments are funded by the allotment holders, not 100%, but there is a significant, and you'll see it if you look at the budget papers, that every allotment holder provides funds for a toilet and renting that, and so therefore we do put a reinvestment back into that. Nothing major, Usually it is to try and bring more allotments on stream, which is obviously the right thing to do because the demand's there. I think it's got a waiting list of about 60 odd, and also it gives us additional income. Whereas the play area, there is no income whatsoever. So that is the fundamental difference. Allotment owners, part fund, the work there, play area, there's no funding.
Sorry, it's just back on that. Under standing, could you do question and answer in minutes, please? As per
No, we minutes.
the Kate.
Councillor Chadwick.
Yes, sorry, actually, I'm not sure if I want to mention this really, it's just that there's an opportunity for some borough councillors to view the youth council meeting in March. But yeah, I'm not sure if I should have mentioned it really. That comes up, doesn't it, on page 61, at the bottom of page 61. I mean, I imagine it will be possible to get permission to attend by Teams.
Okay, so we will note.
Yes.
We'll just note that, thank you.
Chairman, can we pass that information over to Matthew so that he can
Could I just say that obviously the minutes are not verbatim. As it said, this was discussed. And I'd recommend to all councillors, if you're interested in what was said, you can go on YouTube. It's fantastic we've got that now. So you can see the full discussion, to hear all the views and the full context of the discussion.
Thank you. Any other comments before we ask Councillor Baker to proceed? Thank you.
Right, so we'll now wade into the recommendations and resolutions. The first one is on the bottom of page 63, which is all about the risk management strategy. So the first recommendation is to adopt the new strategy, the updated strategy. The second recommendation is simply to note. So we only need a vote on that person to adopt the strategy.
Okay, so to adopt that strategy, all in favour?
Is everyone?
Yep, so are you happy with that? You go through that? Super, thank you.
So that was item 1 and item 2. So we now move on to item 3, which is the treasury management strategy, which allegedly is on page 83. 83. So treasury management. Got it, yep.
Okay, so we're looking at page 83, everybody. And this is the Treasury Management Strategy. And we are going to go to the vote if everybody's comfortable with that. So everybody in favour of adopting that strategy, please raise your hands.
Everyone?
Lovely, thank you very much, everybody. We move to point 4.
Thank you very much. So the point 4 is to approve the 2024-25 charges for the Oakwood Centre, which relates to Mint 72, and is it in this document? So it's in this document here.
And again, is everybody comfortable to go to the vote? Super. Okay, so we are hoping to adopt this. Is everybody in favour? Anybody that is in favour, put your hands up.
They're separate.
They're separate.
The Oakwood Centre first.
Yeah. Okay, so that's super. Lovely. And then we move on to the next one. Which is the charges for leisure services.
So same thing with charges for 2025 for the leisure services.
And is everybody happy with the receipt of vote for that? Okay, so all of those in favour, please raise your hands.
That's everyone again.
It is, thank you very much. Right, number 6,
moving on to the fifth
budget.
So, there has a budget that's gone through all the formal processes for 24-25 for that year. It's presented to the council for approval. Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to go to the vote for approval. Those in favour?
So I'm just making sure.
That's not a problem. That's 21-4.
That's super, thank you very much. Right,
Yeah, the last one, item 7, preset level setting for 24-25 financial year, set to provide an income of £1,164,500.
Thank you. So we'd like to go to the vote for that then. So all those that are in favour? Oh, sorry, of course you can, Carol.
Yes, I'd just like to express my gratitude to the officers for managing this budget so well in a year when we've had a lot of big changes, staffing, etc. And I think it's down to their good management that we are where we are. So thank you very much.
Thank you, and I'll accept that on behalf of the officers. Thank you very much. So should we go to the vote now? So all of those in favour? That's everything. And finally, Councillor Stone again, can I ask you to present the minutes of the planning and community meeting from the 30th of January?
Thank you very much. Pleasure to present the minutes as just mentioned, and they run from page 89 to 97. Any questions or queries, please ask.
Everybody's happy, then we will note. Yeah. We now move on to the leader's statements. So the next item is to receive a statement from the leader of the council. Councillor Baker, would you like to make this statement?
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. So I'd first of all like to thank all the councillors who participated in all the discussions throughout the various standing committees on the budget. The debates have been robust, with many good points being raised on all sides. There is a lot of good news in the budget, both residents and charities. The budget setting process has been carried out by officers in the most testing of conditions. With record inflation rates being experienced during the last year, it meant the town council was not immune to the financial consequences of it. At the beginning of the budget setting process, I asked officers to keep uppermost in their minds the impact of council tax on residents' households' budgets. To their credit, they've done it again, setting a precept of 106.69 for a Band D property. That's just a number for most of you. That's actually a reduction on last year of 2.8%, a reduction. In isolation, that's extremely good. But let's compare it to the precept of 2021-22, which was 3 years earlier. We've now had an 11% drop since then in those 3 years, 11%. In absolute terms, that's actually a reduction of £13. It's now the lowest rate since 2016 and 17, which was before the pandemic. Cynics will probably jump in and ask what cuts have been made to achieve this. The simple answer is none. The officers have been magnificent in managing the finances, with our income streams growing very well. For example, the income from the leisure centre for this current year is around £100,000 higher than budgeted after you ignore the windfall of the reclaimed VAT of £132,690. It's actually quite interesting that whilst this town council has not only applied for the rebate and received it, it's in the bank, WBC are still deciding what to do and have yet to claim anything. Maybe they should come here and see how it's done and talk to our officers. Both football and cricket are continuing to be subsidised at approximately the same levels as previous years. Again, as in previous years, both Coronation Hall and Chapel Hall are making small profits. We are also continuing to share with charities our fiscal success. With this current year, nearly £67,000 being distributed via grants to charities and individuals, with just under half of that amount going to youth-related charities. Turning to capital projects, this financial year has seen an unprecedented investment of £185,000 to cover dozens of projects. Next year, £80,000 will be set aside for buildings and facilities, up from the normal £45,000. I wonder if either Early or Wokingham Town Councils can provide a report card anywhere near as good as the one for Woodley Town Council. Can I close with thanking, on behalf of all Woodley residents, all officers who were involved in the budget. It was not easy this year, but you came through. You are simply the best. Thank you.
Item 7 is simply to note that the annual return of the Woodley Memorial Recreation Ground charity was submitted on the 1st of December 2023. Item 8 is to note the report of the annual town meeting subcommittee which took place on the 15th of January. The report is included in page 99. I chair that, so I'm really happy to answer any questions on that report.
As we all know, climate emergency is a wide subject, a broad subject. And I was looking at the minutes of that meeting, and I just wondered what the remit is to that we're going to be giving to this any guest speaker and to any exhibition that's going to be run during the day. It could be talking on the technical side about the levels of carbon emissions, etc. My feeling is that we should be talking about how we can reduce our carbon footprint and actually giving people very approachable ways of doing that in their everyday lives. So I wondered what remit.
That's exactly the plan, Karen. That's exactly the plan.
Okay.
So, you know, we hope that the guest speaker will be able to frame the situation, and then it is absolutely down to what can the residents of Woodley do to impact on their bills, to future-proof their homes, to reduce their carbon footprint, and the exhibition will absolutely reflect that. So hopefully there will be some opportunity for not-for-profit making organisations to come and have a conversation with people, and that exhibition will be all day so that people can drop in at any point during that day and have a conversation about, look, I've got a really old, I haven't got double glazed windows, what can I do? You know, I've got some wooden floors everywhere and it's really drafty, what can I do? And get some practical help and some practical advice, and that's the plan for the exhibition. The actual speakers of the meeting, Matt is doing a brilliant job. We're trying to collaborate with some groups that do this really well. So Reading have got a fabulous site that you're more than welcome to go and have a little nosy round. Yeah. So we're liaising with them and seeing if we can learn anything from them or use some of their speakers that we know are good speakers.
Could I ask, are you inviting My Journey from Wokingham to come along to the exhibition?
I'm sure we will. We're really happy to accept any nominations that you may have, and then we'll see how much room there is on the day, but we're really happy to invite anybody. So if you want to pass those details on, Councillor Jewell, I'm sure they know them, but if you want to pass those on to the guys. Cool. Any other comments? Okay, super. Outside bodies, item 9, we'd like to receive the written reports in appendix 9, and that is on page 101 of your agenda. So apart from those within the agenda, does anybody have any verbal reports that they wish to report back for any outside bodies?
just to let everyone know, we had two late submissions after the agenda was issued that have been put on your desks, so you'll have those. So that's from Councillor Lewis for Citizens Advice Bureau and Councillor Bragg from Robert Palmer Art Houses. So you've had those circulars.
Yes.
Yeah, just a bit of an update really. I'm not on the Call Land charity anymore. I'm continuing to support them on the issues that they've had with their heating system. As they know, I'm very happy to support them on that. Hopefully, give that a good resolution for us through this winter. But hopefully, this year we'll see a resolution to that. Hopefully.
Lovely, and please report back to us if there is any change, and I'm sure the councillors will be interested to understand. Thank you very much. Hi, Councillor Kennedy.
Yes, Madam Deputy, thank you. In my report on the parish liaison meeting, I drew attention to the fact that Sally Watkins gave an update report on the council's community vision and partnership working, and it would appear that this council has had no input into this partnership working vision. I just wondered if the town clerk could give us an update on that, please.
Yeah, I can. It came up and Sally attended one of the Clerks Forum meetings recently and advised that there'll be like a second round of the sessions that will carried out to involve clerks as well, the local clerks in Woking, to input into that. So it has moved on, but they haven't released any information for us yet. There will be another round of meetings which we will be engaged.
Thank you. So, thank you, Councillor.
Madam Deputy Mayor, I just wanted to do a quick report on the job fair that was held here quite recently. It was as far as I'm aware, it was the very first time Woking Borough Council decided to go across the drawbridge into somewhere other than Woking. And they came here. I was pestering them the day after they did the Wokingham one. I got a good report of the organiser, and they have been here. It was amazing. It was, people were flowing from the moment they opened to the moment they closed. I did manage to talk to most of the people who were there, the stalls, touting their jobs. They pretty well were very positive. I found out that they couldn't go there unless they had at least one job available, which I thought was really good. They are now looking to come back again. They may want to negotiate pricing, but I think it's a price worth paying. I was also able to get the organiser to introduce them to some of the other things in this building. So they did not know we had a theatre. So maybe we need to up our publicity on that. Because as soon as she saw it, we went in there. It was like, oh, we could do this, we could do that, and we've got this coming. Started planting the seed, but it was a massively successful event. They had people from all over the area. The lot furthest, somebody told me, was Birmingham, had come down. I don't know why, but they were there. But they weren't just Woodley, they were from Reading, they were from Bracknell, Woking, etc. A fantastic event. We have to keep the pressure to do it again. Just remember, we're actually one of the most successful outputs of Working on Borough Council. Thank you.
Thank you. And from a personal perspective, it would be great if we could encourage them to do an apprenticeship fair. This is Apprenticeship Week this week, and maybe next year, if we did something in sort of collaboration, we could get them here for that week, which would be great. Robert, you've got your hand up. I really hope the sound holds out, so go for it.
I just unmuted myself. It's very windy on this cliff top at St Ives in Cornwall in my little camper van. I wanted to say that 13 reports from outside, 13 outside bodies this council's on, and we haven't had a report from 5 of those representatives. And I think that's quite disappointing. We know we have to do this, and we've had time to do this. Just putting a few words down on a piece of paper and sending it back to the officials wouldn't have been too onerous a task, I believe.
Thank you, Robert. And those 5 that we haven't had reports from, are we sure that they've met since the last meeting? Because some of those may not have met.
Okay, I spoke to Keep Mobile today after having left 4 messages for Sally to give me a ring. Her feeling is that she doesn't know why we're interested in what they're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Lovely, thank you. Maybe we could invite them to come and do a presentation at some
That's what
point.
I've done. I said maybe at a meeting in the future you could come and give us a presentation on what you do with the money.
That would be super.
And she said they couldn't even divide the money up because they put it all in one.
Thank you for that intel, it's really helpful. Thank you very much. Okay, Robert, noted, thank you. Any other comments? No, thank you. So item 10 on the agenda is an update of the Mayor and Deputy Mayor's engagement since the last meeting. The events that have taken place are set out in appendix 10 on page 110 of the agenda. And I believe tomorrow, I'm going to the Schools Cluster Great British Bakery.
I will eat your share of the cake, thank you.
But hopefully that'll be another lovely thing for you. Schools Clusters are really upping the ante and they're really doing more of this collaborative work and that is only to be applauded. So thank you, but please note those. Item 11 is future agenda items. Does anybody have any items that they would like to be included on a future agenda, please? No, if you think of anything, just send it into the officers, that would be lovely, thank you. Item 12 is publicity and website. Does anybody have any items that they wish to be publicised other than those, please? Yes.
I don't have anything to publicise. I just would like to thank Matthew for the Weaver Town website, which is much easier to navigate. Loads of useful stuff there. Yeah, so thank you very much for that.
And I believe that's a work in progress, so it's only going to get better, isn't it? Lots better. Thank you, Judy.
The design won't change too much. There's a couple of larger areas kind of an urgency. We want to introduce some information for residents on there, and we've also spoken about a hub for community organisations to keep a list of details to kind of go through there. So those 2 things are things that will come on throughout the year at some point.
But thank you, June. Thank you for your support of the officers in there as well.
Can I just add?
Yes, please,
Just to
Kevin.
say that's also a project which would have cost the council quite a lot of money to have done
Yes.
in a different way. So that's worked very well.
And that's testament to the skill mix that you built up amongst your officers now. You know, you've got that covered. So thank you, Matt. You've spent a lot of time on that. Okay, so at 20:41, I call this meeting to close. Thank you everyone for attending.